Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to exorcise the subscribe button, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, with a month passing since the incident, Seika has set a mission of making Amyu the center of attention, as he lives a normal life, to ensure he'll never meet the same fate as his previous life. Saying hello to Amyu, Seika is flat out told to never speak to her, which makes Seika freeze, as he can't remember the last time he made friends. Continuing to class, Seika and Yifa are surprised by a pot floating above them, forcing Seika to teleport himself and Seika away from the pot. Wondering if he should take a sample of the mysterious liquid in the pot, they realize that Professor Cordell was conducting an experiment. Mixing monster blood and boiling, only to accidentally have the pot fly away when he used dark magic. Apparently, dark magic controls gravity, space and time, whereas light controls lighting and light itself. But it's suspicious how Cordell has affinity for both polar opposite types. Heading to Ms. Karen's class, Seika learns that every new school year, the top two students, Yifa and Amyu, are tasked with delivering a new student roster to the Lodonia forest as an offering. This seems dangerous, as the forest is where Seika fought Gull, therefore Seika has Yifa refuse, making Seika the next possible candidate. Chatting privately, Seika apologizes to Yifa for taking her position, but Yifa clearly couldn't care less, realizing Seika had planned to grow closer to Amyu. Getting jealous, Yifa wonders if Amyu is Seika's type, stating that she'll get stronger if he likes strong girls. But Seika states that he simply wants to be friends with Amyu, putting Yifa at ease. With the ceremony day arriving, Ms. Karen hands Amyu the roster list as Seika and Amyu head into the forest. Questioning Seika's reason for coming, Seika states that he wants to simply chat, but Amyu believes that Seika is doing naughty things with his Yi. Feeling something, the two stumble onto a ritual circle, where they are teleported to a dungeon, where they are ambushed by 3 lizard men. Immediately springing into action, Amyu appears behind the 3, burning the 3 lizards. Letting her guard down, a greater lizard appears, forcing Seika to cast a rock spell, killing it. Beginning to explore the dungeon, Amyu mentions that most professional adventurers would deny venturing through undiscovered dungeons, and that they should be careful. Using his talismans to light up the area, Amyu is impressed, but quickly hides her joy. Using his talismans to mark their route, and signal his Shikiagami on the surface to track them, Amyu senses approaching danger, charging at the horde of monsters. But having underestimated them, Amyu takes a brutal blow and is knocked out. Unleashing a powerful summon, Seika calls a giant centipede. Seika allows the creature to run rampant, as it thrives in tight spaces. Waking up, Amyu notices her wounds are all healed, but her headache remains. Having healed all of Amyu's physical wounds, Seika puts up a barrier, deducing that Amyu has been marked by a curse. Inspecting Amyu's body, Seika believes the curse is far more complex, and that she most likely had been cursed from afar. Using a talisman to replace Amyu's presence. Taking the opportunity, Amyu asks if Seika had kissed Yifa, or if he had touched her, but Seika states no. Uttering that Yifa is like family to him, Amyu begins to laugh, but learns that Seika is an illegitimate child of a noble, and that Yifa means far more to him than just his slave. Opening up, Amyu says her mother is part of the guild, and her father is an adventurer. Additionally, ever since she was born, Amyu's love for fighting had always been apparent, making her stand out from the rest. In one of her past adventures, many of her party members had died, but she seemed numb to this. Coming to the school, she had hoped to get stronger, but had secretly wished to become normal, but this didn't seem possible. Giving Amyu some words of wisdom, Seika states that not all people are meant to be the same, and that if someone doesn't fit in, they simply have to search for a place where they do. Happy to know that Seika doesn't think she is weird, Amyu forces Seika to keep her secret. With both heading deeper into the dungeon, the two enjoy their time, killing and slaying countless creatures, eventually stumbling upon a boss room. Recognizing it as a Naga, the two head in, knowing if they defeat it, they can leave the dungeon. Aggroing the creature, Seika realizes it can spit poison. With Amyu drawing the creature's attention, Seika shoots a metal rod into the Naga, allowing Amyu to follow up and kill the Naga. Jumping into Seika's arms, Amyu mentions how happy it is to kill a dungeon boss for the first time, but instantly retracts her joy, out of embarrassment. It's revealed that Seika had found the exit long ago, and could escape anytime, but wanted to give Amyu some experience fighting. Checking out the corpse, Seika pulls out a mithril sword, handing it to Amyu, whilst he keeps a mysterious ring. Leaving the dungeon, the two promise to go on more adventures in the future, but first they have to report to the teachers about the dungeon in the forest, and the creatures they slayed. Sadly, the ritual circle had disappeared, so there was no way of tracking the perpetrator. Visiting Professor Cordell, Seika reveals that he knows Cordell is a traitor, as it was suspicious how a demon like Gull could sneak into the school. Deducing Seika as the person that killed Gull, Seika is impressed, asking for Cordell to reveal his true form. But Cordell is human, working for the devils as a spy, having created a new light spell that is able to curse people from afar, giving them. Being so close to killing Amyu, Cordell attempts to attack Seika, but Seika states that he had figured out the curse's condition, that being the target had to have been covered in demon blood. Bringing out a captured demon, Seika covers himself in the demon's blood, transferring Amyu's curse onto him. Then he begins chanting a curse of his own, repelling his newly acquired curse, back onto Cordell, leaving the professor to bleed out on the floor. Now with the threat gone, Seika chooses to give his dungeon ring to Yifa, knowing that the ring will make Yifa stronger. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like and comment.